All right, we are going to start in 1 minute. 1 minute more, one more minute. So we are going to start in 1 more minute. All right, so let's get started. Today is what day is it today? Okay, it's Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. We started already yesterday with a big news on the FOMC. Well, big news about it's an impact in the market, but everyone was expecting that the interest rates were going to remain the same, and that happens. Um, so let's get started with news for today. Is again is May 2nd, and I'm gonna put this one in red. We do have news at 8:30. So unemployment claims it's at 8:30. Then we do have natural gas at 10:30, and factory orders at 10 a.m. So those are the news for today. Then tomorrow we do have also news at 8:30, which is the average hourly earnings and the non-farm employment change. So this is also important for tomorrow. I would expect some swings today as we are after the the day after the FOMC press conference and an interest rate number. So let's see what the market brings us today. Let's go with the levels for gold. So we did have gold moving down, coming back this level here. In that area, we do have some supply area. So if we go above this resistance here, then we should have additional resistance up in this area. So, but the levels are yesterday's high, which is 2338. You can call it 2340, but 2338. And there's a little area here formed by this bottom area down below here, which is that pivot low, and we do have a high and a lower high right there. So I'm selecting that point as a resistance, end up resistance. So there's a supply area there. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts bouncing here and then move to the upside there. We are at support at this point formed by this pivot here. We do have also some pivot from yesterday, and we do have finally a good support area right there. So if we break to the downside on this level, 2300, 2305, then I would expect some additional movement to the downside there. But at this point, market seems to be coming back down in the overnight. after this nice move to the upside. So that's gold level. Let's check. Let's check crude. Crude had a very nice break yesterday. Hopefully, you were able to say there was a move to the downside right here. Then started to back down or to start ranging here in this area. So the level for today, it's formed by this low here, which is let's see, I'm gonna put it a little bit lower. So 878.87. You know that I like the rounded numbers. I would go with 79. But since this is 78.97 down below, I'm gonna mark that one as a support area. Now, if we look backwards here, I don't see that much. So there is a pivot high here, and there is a it seems that there is a pivot high in there. I marked this area here to go to the lower side in here. Let's see if I can even go a little bit lower here. No, I think that I'm okay. 78.87 to 79, I would say, on this area. So that now seems that gold is bouncing back a little bit. And it's typical. If you have a large move like this one, market needs to rest a little bit in this area here. So I would say that we could have a range day in crude. We'll see, but it seems that it's bouncing back a little bit. The resistance level is formed by these pivots up here. So I'm going with 82, 80, 80, 82. I can go even higher in here to go to $81. Okay, so I'm gonna put right there 81, and that would also move. I will also move my resistance area to that level and there. So if we go above that support here, we would expect, or we would see, for bounces and moving back up. Right now we are in a range, and to tell you the truth, I would expect that this one would go and rest a little bit after this nice down move in the last couple of days. So be careful on the range if you are trade a trend trader. I would see what's going on now. The inventories on Wednesday were very negative for crude, so that would explain also the move to the downside. Let's see here in ES. I do have that pivot high from yesterday after the FOMC. Market started to move up and then started to move down back there. So there were a couple of opportunities, I would say, on the reversal there, but also after the announcement, like around 2 to 2:30, when Jerome Powell started to speak, then market started to move to the upside, but then made this top formation here, and then it started to bounce back up to reach again this down levels. So pivot high here, 51.23. Right there, and in this area here, 50.40. So I would actually, looking at this again, yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. There's another area right there that I was looking at that also would serve as a support there, but it seems that we are ranging, and there's good possibility that we are moving to the upside to face that resistance there. If we continue the range, you see that there is a kind of actually a big larger range right there where market seems to be moving up and down. Okay. Let's check NQ. NQ here. NQ. And I have not reviewed this one before market. So what I'm gonna do is to move this one down to there and take this with it and that with it too. And I'm gonna duplicate this to check the levels in here. So I'm gonna go with that. And then in the upper side here, I'm going to go with that. And then for the areas, I'm gonna put them back below here. I'm gonna go with that area. Pretty wide, I would say. A pretty wide range on NQ. So I'm going to take that one there for that area and those tops here. Also, we do have a pivot there, that area there. I would say that also this one here is also a valid support or resistance. Support in here, but resistance in this area. I'm gonna leave it like that. It's pretty wide, but 792. It's the top, and 759. It's the bottom of this support or resistance area. In the support, 17,400. But yesterday we made this a couple of pivots here as well, so that area would mark that. So the upper side in here is 17,430. So again, if we go and visit this area right now, we are in the middle of it. So, but if we manage to go down and start breaking to the downside, that I would look for this support area. But it's at this point overnight, it's bouncing back up in this range, and so probably the probability goes in favor to move to the upside a little bit. Okay. One more thing, RTY. Let's check RTY. And RTY here, let's look for this support and resistance levels. Again, this analysis is the same for the micros. Okay, I'm doing with the full size contracts. But if you go with the micros, it's the same analysis. So you have some resistance here. This one is for RTY is 2032. And then in the support here is 1972. So it's been ranging here. And I'm going to also replicate this level right there. You see, and I'm going to put it right where those pivots are. So we do have an area of resistance right up here. And then for support, I'm going to go a little bit lower on this one and potentially replicate this also there, marking that area as well. That way you would see it when you go to the Renko charts on the entry. But those are the levels. So if we go above here, we would see a little bit more upside in there. I would probably look for the next area of resistance right in there, right in that resistance here. Remember, notice that we do have also a compression area in here, which is fairly important if we are going to move and go into this area again or as well. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the time charts. Now it seems that gold continues the travel to the downside a little bit. So gold in the daily is in compression. It's moving inside this box right here, inside this range area. All the moving averages are moving, are stacking in a spaghetti formation where they are getting together. Okay, and we do have the 50 down below, so nice magnet for gold to come back down to this area. You never know, but that could happen. Then in the okay, we have 2 minutes for gold to open. So in the 240 minutes also we triggered a bear flag right here. We're at support levels. It seems that we are in compression as well, formed by this larger box right here. Okay, so there's an area right there, an area of support from yesterday. And I would say that yeah, we are still bearish on the 240s, bearish in the 60, sideways to bearish. It couldn't take that much for it to start moving to the upside here, but it seems that we are forming a bear flag. And also in the 30 minutes, we are also in the support area, looking for potentially a trend reversal breakout, but we are still at the bearish side of so sideways to bearish. I would say more bearish in this case in the short term. So they wouldn't take that much to take over this low side and then keep moving down a little bit more. Okay, but in the range, let's go with crude. As I said yesterday, there was a nice large move from gold in crude yesterday, and that on that trending line. Now I would be careful to continue moving to the downs or looking at to the downside, because we are looking here at the channel and we are in the lower side of the channel. So for me this would mean that we are going to get a little bit of compression or even move to the upside right in this area. Okay, so bearish is still in the dailies on crude. On the 240s also creating a bear flag right here in crude. It very much into bearish and in a bear flag. And then in the 60 minutes also you see that we are in compression in this area, but very much into a bear flag as well. It triggered here, but it failed, and it started to move up. So we are in compression in this area. And then in the 30 minutes, in the overnight, we've been moving against the trend here, moving back up in compression and potentially setting up a bear flag if the price starts moving to the downside. So we are still very much into compression here to the upside. Okay, let's go with, let's check ES. Let's give it a little bit time to, okay, so coming back down yesterday, this is the move from yesterday, right? So it went up at some point. This candle was green, but then failed in the afternoon. So So in here we are in compression for sure. All the moving averages are in compression. You do have the 50 up here, the 200 down here, but then we do have all the rest of the moving averages right there in between. So we are very much in compression here. We be very careful with ES. It could go either way. In the 240 minutes, also in compression, you see we do have a higher high in here, and then a higher low, then a higher high, and then a higher low, and now we are right in the middle. So you know, I would be careful as well on, I mean, this is in compression at this point. Let's see here, trying to see if we can find, but you know, there is a higher highs, higher low there. We are in the lower side in here, so it wouldn't take that much to start moving to the upside right there. But also it's the overall trend is still to the downside here. So yeah, we are in compression in this larger bull flag or bear flag. In also here you can notice a little bit better the rejection that had at this point. There's a nice towers here. You do have the first one went up and then it started to collapse right at this level. So at this point it's in compression and right in the middle of our support and resistance level. So we'll see if the bear flag would trigger in here and move to the downside. You see that there's a higher highs and higher lows in this overnight. So if it start breaking to the downside, I would look for that support over there. And in compression also in the 30 minutes, so it's going nowhere. Up down, up down. It's in this larger box in the 30 minutes, so I would be careful. And you see in here we are above or below the 200 and above the 50, so it's actually very much into no man's land. Sideways move, I would say. Okay, let's get in RT, no, in Q first. In Q, kind of like same situation here. Let's see in Q. So in compression in the lower side of a channel that we have marked down below here. So we are at support in the 200, coming back down, bouncing, and potentially setting up a trend reversal breakout right there in the dailies. Not very clear yet, but if this price starts to move up and above that level there, then we would I would look for additional move to the upside to probably somewhere around this area. I would go with the middle there and for it to start failing back down. I don't know, but anyways. Right now it's in compression, moving to the upside, triggering a bear flag right there. But now in this candle from yesterday, it's not very promising, right? You do have this one here. It's a inverted hammer. It's not. It's right in the middle. So if we move below the 17,390, then we may see for lower lows here. Anyways, in the 240 minutes, we're also in compression now. No clear. Well, we do have and same as in the ES, higher highs and higher lows so far. So we have a good chance that this one is going to start looking for additional highs here. But we are very much in compression as well. And if you look at this, we are kind of in the base of this ascending channel right there. So if it starts to collapse, I would look for that level of support to additional move to the downside. But now very much in compression. In the 60 minutes. Yeah, we are very much into compression. You see the moving averages stacking all together in a spaghetti formation, moving sideways now. So resistance here. I mean support, resistance up here at this level. There's still space, but it needs to go above the 200, which is a major resistance level as well. At this point is 1750, 17656. And then the support here, you see that the 50 is crossing right here the 200 to the downside, which is a bearish sign. So very much into compression. I would say that in this area here, we can fail at any point and keep moving to the downside. But compression. So in the 30 minutes, same situation. Higher highs and higher lows in the overnight, but so compression as well. Yeah, I would. It would take some. It would take nothing to come back to this level and start bouncing back up. But we are moving in a compression area. Momentum. I'm gonna check momentum in Q. So here we are in a positive momentum. You see that the fast and zero and slow line are moving above the zero line there. We are kind of sideways in momentum here. If this one manages to move above the zero line, I would be more optimistic to that the market is going to start moving to the upside. But right now, it's in compression. Yeah. And finally, let's go with RTY. And RTY very much in compression. Look at this box here in the last week or so, doing nothing actually, moving up, down, in between the 50 and the 200. So compression, 240 minutes, a little bit more bullish, moving towards the resistance level up here, and we do have the 200 as well. Very much in compression, no higher highs or higher lows, just similar highs and similar lows. We do have news out. Let's look at it. Unemployment rate, better than expected a little bit. Productivity. And preliminary labor cost, better than expected. So not bad news. Let's see what the market does. Sometimes the market doesn't reflect what. No move in NQ. A little bit to the downside. Gold started to move a little bit to the downside here as well. Yeah, no significant moves. Next week we do have a bunch of companies that are reporting earnings, and so probably we Market is going to wait for that to happen before it makes a big move. And since yesterday was there was a large move to the upside and downside after the FOMC meeting, I would say that we may have some resting day today. It's we'll see. Okay, where were we? RTY. Yeah, in compression. In the 60 minutes, also the 240 minutes in compression, and the 30 minutes in compression moving to the upside, but with plenty of resistance moving up. So I'm gonna go and put the RTY. Okay. So very much into compression now. There was a nice move in gold to the downside. Let's see here in the 30 minutes. On the overnight, it moved already to the downside. Let's see, gold went up or maintained the bullish posture from last night, but it started to collapse down. You see the move in the overnight here, coming back down very nicely. Not very clean, but very nicely. So you do have some, resistance or support that was triggering all the way down to the support level, and now it's ranging right there. Very much in a box here in compression, gold. I would say that gold has a good chance that it's going to start bouncing at some point and create a new high right there. So we are in a bear flag right here, right? We're in a bear flag. So we are looking at those, levels to break to the upside there, and that would be in the daily. So right now we are in compression for sure. First candle in the opening range, they keep moving to the downside at the support level in crude. In compression, moving back down. I would say that would be a mistake to look for a short here up until and unless move below that level in this area. But right now, it could be that we are, or it is in this compression box. So. And if you do have a small account, I would recommend to go with the micros on this one. So don't overexpose yourself with unless you trade only one contract, which is also feasible. But if you are trying with multiple contracts, two or more, I would say if your account is small, I would go with just the micros. It seems here on the 30 minutes that we want to go to bounce back up in gold. but we are still in the compression. So no higher highs and higher lows. And there's no setup either. Little bit of move in RTY. And yes, to the upside. Pre-market. All of this is pre-market, so still long way to go. Yeah, initial move in gold was to the downside, but now at the support levels, it started to move to the upside. There's no setup yet on here to participate. And in gold, we are actually looking at, if we consider also the overnight here, let's let me share this one with you here. Come on. Okay. So see, we move to that level, and now we are looking at this channel to the upside right there. So first touch in here, and potentially moving to that level right there. Still not a setup for me, at least, but if you look at this carefully, you can consider that one as a channel. And that is the first touch with potential move to the upside. And the target would be, if you go with that, the target would be around this area here. For me, it still looks choppy, and we do have, in the 30 minutes, we do have plenty of resistance here, unless we use the 50 as a target. But at this point, I would, yeah, it's in compression, so I would, I'm gonna wait that. Okay, just see how it's moving a little bit more. And failing now. Nothing. Not this candle is still live, so and now it's turning a little bit red. See, it's fighting here above the cloud and above the moving averages. There is, you know, if you this momentum here, on that one is not a clean, it's not a clean bounce. It's actually a crossing, but it could work. Thirty minutes is not very friendly to the upside. It's actually more bearish at this point. And now it's failing, coming back down. I would say it's still in a compression. So now bouncing back up again. Yeah, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Still in the cloud. Below this diagonal here as well. I would go, more bullish if it goes above 2014 or something like that, which is that top right there. Right there. That top. And looking for a potential target here at the 2320. Okay, let me share with you a or a setup. Let me get it here. Where is it? Let me see if I find it for you guys. So trend reversal breakout. Let's talk a little bit of trend reversal breakout. Let me share my screen. This is another setup I have. And you can find this one in any time frame. Any time frame. So basically what you're looking at here, I'm going to put this one in blue to see how it looks. Okay, so basically what you're looking here is lower highs and lower lows, right? The idea is that you do have additional additional, so you're making lower highs and lower lows here, and then you look for a low and then a higher low here, but then you're changing the trend from this point on, the one that it's in yellow, in green here. So since you are breaking that one, and hopefully the moving averages are below this point, because if they are above, then you are going to look for additional resistance. But if the moving averages in general are below the price, then you are looking for a break of that pivot right there, looking for a higher low, a higher high, right? So if it's going to move up. Now, how much is going to go up? Well, that depends, right? But what it could happen is that at some point it's going to come back down to that level and bounce back up. And probably there's going to be also a range here, right? Where it's going to take some of the tops out in this level and then bounce, instead of up here, could bounce right there. So So look at that. That is a trend reversal breakout setup. Same thing for the other side, right? So you are making higher highs and higher lows, and then you make a lower high right there, and then you are looking at break of that level to reverse to the downside. And hopefully, again, you're looking at the moving average, right? That it's above, in this case, above the price when it breaks. Okay, so that's the trend reversal breakout. What I call S2 or setup number 2, trend reversal breakout. Okay. All right. With that, I'm gonna end the stream for today. Remember to check out the description if you want to take advantage of promo code Renko. If you use Renko, I receive a little bit of kickback on that one. So just make sure to check it out and use if you're going to use Apex, try to use the Mbrenko promo code. All right. So also, I'm gonna potentially start making some trades and sharing it in live trading in Discord. I have not. I don't have it set it up yet, but it could take nothing. So I would probably do that in the next week or so. So look for it, and yeah. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. And be safe today. Okay. Thank you.